Hi, people. It's John, owner of the Simplest Biz, about the pallet business and recycling. I want to go over our private Facebook group post today and point out and highlight why they are important and why you should know about it. I think it's important that I peel the curtain back a little bit and let you see what to expect inside this group because it's quite powerful. And if you just give me a minute, I'm going to go through some posts and I want to show you what the heck is going on in there because you will realize in short order how cool it is. And it's just not success stuff. It is a blend of success stories, but it's also a massive amount of information that is being shared between individuals and solutions that are being developed inside the group on the fly. Okay, so let's start. Enough of me. Let's get into these photos real quick. I'm going to start off with a simple one, and I'll switch over to the screen. One second. So let's start off with a fun one. This is just one of the students sharing in the group some money he's made doing the business. But the thing I want to point out is on the board, just dabbling, but this week was done with just my phone. So there's money to be made passively in this business, okay? It is not all movement of point A to point B with pallets and crates and drums and dunnage. There's tactics taught in the training, and as you see, shared in the Facebook group, how money is being made passively, even over the phone, okay? So I wanted to point that out. Sometimes it's not all about the $750, it's how it was made. Done with just the phone, very important. Let's go to the next one, we got a lot to go through. Okay, here we got 60 by 42 by 42 heat treated pallets for my customer, but my customer orders 200 a month, okay? So what he's asking in the group is, he's needing a little support, I believe, on part of this order. So he's sharing that with the group, and maybe another student in that area can team together and work with him on fulfilling the other part of the order. Now, we teach tactics as well, how to handle this situation. But again, the power of the private Facebook group that goes along with the training allows us to team together in that group and help each other out in different scenarios. Okay? So it's readily available at all times. Other students possibly in your area, possibly not. Maybe some of them can source stuff from different states and work with you as well in your area, right? So let's go to the next one. Another good day to end the work week. Sold 12 spools in 2 days, 700 plus. Also linked up with a fellow Simplest Biz member, Jordan, to help move some IBC totes while he is in search of a truck for himself. Long day, hard work, but definitely all worth it in my book. Looking forward to next week. Okay? So, again, members teaming up together to help each other out. It's like family in there. And people are using this group to construct deals together, to help each other out. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. And that's a powerful thing because you're not out there on an island. And we're in there for support as well, okay? So understand the power of this Facebook group in addition to the training. You get the 14 modules in the training, and it gives you that basis and that foundation and that knowledge you need to know. But once you're out in the field, you also have this other dynamic of how deals come into play with other members or solutions come into play with other members who've joined this training, and we all work together, okay? So, and you'll see in the next few slides how these solutions come into play. Long story short, $1,200 in 1 day, that's $2,200 in 2 weeks, which is double what I made at my old job. All thanks to God, unreal to me. Yesterday I took off to admire the beauty of Tahoe National Forest. Great week. So there he is at the Tahoe National Forest. So a few things I want to point out about this post. Yes, it's motivational, but at the same time, this business gives you time freedom. As stated here, took the day off to go admire Tahoe National Forest. Why does it give you time freedom? Well, if you've watched any other videos or watched this channel at all, you realize that we aren't trading time for money anymore. When you multiply out $6, $7, $8 a piece for these pallets, and they're on the back of your truck, that's a lot of $8 bills, so to speak, $7 bills. And reels going at $40, $50, $60 a piece or more. So we're multiplying how we make money, which then translates in the time freedom we have to go out there and do the things we want to do without feeling guilty about it. And that's freedom. That's a job that allows you, or a business that allows you to dictate when you work without the pain of thinking, well, I'm goofing off. No, you're actually just reaping the rewards of a proper business that doesn't handcuff you to it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Okay, so I want to point those two things out. We have motivation, because this person's sharing, and then we also have the fact that this business allows for time freedom because of the nature of the business and what we're doing. Next slide. Hi, TSB fam from Cleveland, Ohio, and excited to be here. Just put a deposit down on a 12-foot flatbed truck today. I can't wait to get started. Is there anyone else here from the Northeast Ohio? I would love to link up, collaborate with you, and I'm eager to learn from everyone here. Again, family. Again, people in this group, this private Facebook group that comes along with the training, that help each other out, that search out other folks. When you get into that Facebook, you'll readily see this type of post happens all over. There are even students that collaborate every Monday. They have breakfast together, and share what's working for them, what's not. They have accountability groups inside here where people get together and keep people on task, each other on task, and help each other out and come up with solutions. So it's a group effort, and you're not out there alone on an island. And I wanted to point this out. This is just one of many posts that are posted on a daily basis where people are reaching out to others to collaborate. And it's a wonderful thing to see, and it's a wonderful way to go about doing business. All right, here we go. Let me increase the size of this, if I can. Or how about I just put my glasses on. Got off work early today, went out the door knocking to talk to, and he named some of the business about their pallets. They have a whole lot of these pallets that they get in with blank. Some are heavy duty oak, and I'm going to be calling around to, he's naming a different type of buyer, my area to find a buyer. Any other ideas for a buyer would be great. Thank you. So this is an example. If you scroll down, we have individuals reaching back out and commenting on this post, showing this individual other ideas of where these types of pallets are moved from. Good stuff. Good stuff. Go after it. I have one buyer I sell mixed loads to, and one account covers my paycheck for the month. That's beautiful. Here's one that's giving solutions. One of our best clients is a blank and buys 100 to 200 of these per week, plus long skids that sell for $30 to $50 each. If you can find your way in the back door, ask for blank. So solutions are being provided from other students inside the Simplest Biz group to help this student out as he starts out. Okay? It's really cool. And that's the way it should be. And that's the way we've set this up. And I want the same for you. This is from Eric. When you can't, this is kind of a funny one. When you can't make your customer drop because you have to pick up your child from school. Again, though, this denotes time freedom or freedom in general. Did he have to park his truck in his driveway and probably take the car and pick the kid up? Yeah, in between runs. But if you're working a 9 to 5 and that type of situation comes into play, and maybe you're working corporate, you'd be hard pressed to have this freedom to even go and get out there to pick your child up and get out of work. Whereas working for yourself, you have these freedoms. He's still going to get this load to his buyer that day, and everybody's going to be happy. But being able to go pick your kid up from school or wherever is a nice fringe benefit of this business. So I wanted to share that. This is just a silly one. I was at a hotel the other day, and I always talk to you folks about you can't get away from pallets. So this is a little off topic, but everywhere you go, these aren't exactly pallets, right? But it's decorations made out of pallets inside a hotel room. And I always talk about having your pallet eyes open to see this stuff, because most people don't notice it. I want to just share this slide saying it's everywhere. And since you've just started watching these videos, if you're someone new, keep your eyes open, and you will start seeing pallets everywhere, and realize every truck going down the road that you see, what do you think's in there? Pallets, crates, drums, dunnage. It might have inventory on it. It might be a buyer, it might be a supplier. But this is how the whole world moves, with pallets. Okay? There's not the anti-gravity machine out there to move stuff around. Stuff, inventory, and commerce is put on pallets and moved through the trucking, through shipping, through barges, on trains, you name it. The pallet comes into play to move this stuff around. Another example of how people help each other: if you're looking for cardboard boxes similar to Gaylord boxes, seek out people who sell blank. So another solution is being shared from a student to other students in different areas of the country or in different countries. And this is another solution for people to have a buyer and a supplier for this type of particular item, even outside of the pallet game. And Kendall here, didn't scratch his name out, but oh well. Thanks for the tip. You guys have to understand, and women as well have to understand how big this is. This is one location. 2-way grade A stringers, 4-way grade A heat treated, block 2-way grade B stringers. Everything needs a home. Buyers only selling a minimum of 1 truckload of 538 pieces and shipping included. Who needs pricing? And let's make this a win-win-win. So this is a student who's come across what we call a honey hole of pallets, and there's literally tens of thousands of businesses just like this out there. But he's collaborating or wanting to collaborate with other students to get this done. Okay? And down here you'll see we have 4 comments of people taking him up on the offer and logistically working this out. Sometimes you have so much supply in certain situations where it's nice to have other students help fulfill this, because it's so big you can't do it all by yourself. It maybe off the bat. You can grow into it, of course, but in the beginning, sometimes you need to collaborate for a little while. And that's what this group does as well. So there we go. So we got 3 more slides to go. Think outside the box. I get a lot of these free 2 minutes of blank, and these are the exact size client my needs. Very heavy duty and 4x4 runners. Now, the 2 minutes of blank, he's showing a strategy he used to get these for free, and it took him 2 minutes, right? So another little nugget, golden nugget of advice from another student to the other students in the group to make a deal happen. The solution here wasn't even in the training. So it's always, there's some new stuff. I got smart students out there coming up with other solutions to seal the deal. I've seen a lot in my 23 years, but I have smart students as well that come up with cool solutions, and everybody's sharing with each other inside the Facebook group. And I want you to see the power of it. in case you're thinking about doing this, and understand what value you're getting for joining the Simplest Biz Training. Rain, snow, or shine, another delivery from one of our mixed load buyers. And I wanted to point this out for people who think the only game in town is 4840 standards. We show you how to move all different styles and sizes of pallets. Who has them, who needs them, where they go, different sizes, long pallets, medium pallets, heavy duty pallet, wing pallets, block pallets, wrong way pallets, 4-runner pallets, 3-runner pallets, skids, boxes, crates, drums, dunnage. All of this comes into play. You know, a load like this right here, just one load could pay the cost of the course. Let that sink in. One load in the history of your business on one morning of 1 week of 1 year can pay for this training. If you don't think you can do a load at some point in time, 1, you shouldn't be in the business. 2, I need to train you up, show you how to do it every day of the week. Multiple loads. Now for the last slide. Nothing, I didn't put them in any particular order, but I want to show this last one. Very blessed, my supply of 2 different supply just told me that he will be ready to pump out at least 3 truckloads at $616 per truckload. B grade, all stringers in a week or 2, and have 2 different buyers for the supply. Stay humble, do good business, and the opportunities will come knocking, but you have to put in the work for it to work out. This is not a get rich quick type thing. We are asking you to put your hustle muscle in action, especially in the beginning of this business. But you have to realize that payoff for that hustle is an ongoing revenue stream for the next 2 decades of your life if you want it to work out that way. That is so important. It's not like this is a one-off deal. This is a supply that's going to supply him for years and years to come. This is like an ATM machine of money sitting there that he visits each week and extracts money out of it. It's just in the form of pallets, which the wonderful thing about pallets and crates and drums are the businesses that buy them have to have them to operate. So it's not the glamorous thing, it's not the sexy thing, but it is a absolute necessity in the world of commerce to have these units, either as for a buyer or the suppliers having to get rid of them because of the nature of their business. They don't need them anymore. They got their inventory off and they shelved it and sold it over the internet or directly to the public out of their front store or whatever, and the pallet is the byproduct. So either side of the equation is a never-ending loop of supply and buy, or supply and buy, supply and buy. But I want you people to understand that there's a 14-module training course that goes along with this. Yes, there is a cost to that training. Am I trying to break the bank? No, I'm not. But I want you to understand the value of also, once you've gone through that training, being part of this group and wanting you to participate as well and show your successes and your questions, your solutions, just like everybody else is doing. We have a multitude of hundreds and hundreds of videos even. I'm showing you still pictures of actual videos that people share inside the training, and them actually working deals out and talking you through the process, along with hundreds of videos of me doing live stuff inside the group that I've done over the last couple years of me getting in there and adding to the training, clarifying things from the training, spotlighting things in the training. So it's a really cool feature to this. I don't want anybody who buys this training ever feel like they're out on an island by themselves. We have this support group for that. And until you're in there, you don't understand the power of it. So I want you to go to the link provided on the screen, wherever I put it on here, and do more due diligence. If you want to set an appointment up and ask your questions, that's fine. There's links available in the description here if you just are you ready to purchase or want to know the price of the course. I just want you folks to understand what comes with this and how important it is. And I appreciate you taking time to listen to this, because this is so important. And it's a joy for me as the creator of the training to watch you, if you choose to do this, and participate in your growth of this business. Okay? This is John, owner of the Simplest Biz. Y'all have a wonderful day, and we hope to hear from you soon. The end.